Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Nice.
We are rolling.
All right, tell me about your pants.
Man, these pants are great.
Yeah, they're great pants.
That was, yeah.
Yeah, they're fucking cool.
They do look like the ocean, like where...
They like even wave around like the ocean.
Yeah.
Like,
it feels like two bags of triangle.
yeah.
It's great. Yeah.
Where are we? When are we?
We ended up in the park instead of Český Krumlov, but we're still in Czech Republic. And I've never made it so far to this lake. So we're sitting by a lake. I think they swim here in summer. It looks like...
I wouldn't want to swim in here.
No. But it's peaceful.
Yeah.
I like the trees. I like the willow trees. Being here in Czech, and like we just came out of this weekend which was full of stories and full of mythology, and with Radek Wolf. and I think I wanna like be out and thinking what we just like went through, you know, and we both felt like let's just share, because it's also a beautiful way for us to grow.
Yeah.
Sharing the truth.
Yeah.
Like I think that's where we're meeting and making love. It's like in the moment, and I'm definitely, so what I'm feeling this piece that we talked today a lot, when I could see, basically yesterday when I woke up, and I told you, like, I was, after the weekend, I was like, I did the work. I did the little bit of ancestral work. I learned so much, but now the messy part, I can like put it in the box, and now I'm good. And tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna feel great, and I'm gonna move on with
productive.
Yeah, productive. And then there was this feeling when I woke up in the morning, and it was so heavy, and it was like I was in the mud, like I was fully in my emotional body, which I also like to call the pain body, because I know it is actually not based on what's happening right now, but it's based on what happened to me in the past. And so it is an entity that is like surrounded around me, the pain body. And in this workshop with Wolf, he was passing us this picture of the parasites, of the astral parasites, and I think we can put all different names. And some people call it the entity, some people call it vodnik, some, you know, like
the lizard people.
The lizard.
Yeah, there's lots of different,
lots of different ways. But I do
demons.
Yeah. And I do shadows.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, maybe not. That's still like part of us.
Shadows. Yeah, we've all got shadows. We'll go there another time.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
I think they could live in the shadows, but I think our shadows
maybe like...
Yeah, our shadows are cast by us, so we can be conscious of them or not. So I think, let's not. They're like, I don't want to... No, my shadow's not an entity.
That's true. That feels true to me.
Yeah.
No, this really feels like... And it feels to me like... So in this moment, you know, I'm like, where am I? What am I feeling? And then I'm like also feeling, oh my God, I'm feeling also what my mom felt, what my grandmother felt. And it's like, it's also in this entity that is maybe sucking, you know, like there's something old. And then when this creature gets triggered, because I felt, there was definitely, like we both felt that you've been doing a lot of work with me by being in my homeland, and I can, truly...
By being in love with you.
Yes. Yes, and we hit these moments when it becomes like, holy moly, are we stuck in the same? So there's this, it's work. And there's like, hey, we also don't want to be just working. Like, this is not what we want from our relationship.
Yeah.
There's agency. There's like, this is yours too.
Yeah, but you're speaking a little bit about, I think I wanted to, just because you mentioned these pictures that he passed around, and there was a few that really, like, the theme in it, one of them, there was kind of like a lot of things happening. This man was carrying, he worked with Russian shamans, so he's carrying these like kind of like ways of the shamanic Russian look. And so there's one where this like big burly shamanic character is like putting something in an anvil in a fire, and then he's beating spells out of like heads, which are meant to sort of be us, and that there's this progression. And so the first one has his tongue out, and there's different levels of like the eyes and the mouth are closed. And so then as he's got like 7 of them, and then the last one, like the tongue is there, but the eyes are open and the mouth is like open. And so it's like he's sort of like bringing these spells out. But then on the sides, there were 2 heads, and there's just like a steel mouthpiece and eye thing across. So there was a lot happening in this picture. And then the other one that just really struck me, it goes into the like water again, but it was this woman, like just a head, and she had what felt like an entity, like an octopus. I mean, octopus aren't, there was an octopus in another one of his pictures, so it was there, but it was like a clear thing that was just attached like about here to her eyes and face and mouth. And she was like in this thing, but it was just like a headpiece. And then the rest of the world was out here. So, but that thing you could feel was causing her, like that was her whole world. Yeah. Her whole world was contained now in her head and in her mind.
And that's what she sees, she's
speaking. And there was a lot about what she's speaking. Yeah. So there's a lot about the things that you're speaking are, so it's very frontal lobe.
Yeah.
So after we went through this, you woke up and
so I mean, in the moment, the beauty is now I'm like, oh, this is what it was. But when I'm in it, I'm like, oh my God. Like, I don't see, I don't hear, I feel like gross. And as we went with the day, and, I wasn't able to, like, in the moment be clear and sit, like, what today, like, I really felt like, oh my God, if I would have just be with it and let it, like, come fully, and didn't try to escape and like go and work, or maybe this scenario would be different. But yesterday what happened is like I tried to move out of it. It was still in my world, and then I like brought you in. And then by bringing you in, it like exploded on us.
That's what I do.
And it became like much, much bigger than I could have still hide it from myself too. Like I could either sit with it, or I would also see the other scenario, which would be like, oh, I just keep distracting myself from it. And the beauty, but also the part is like I brought you in. That didn't feel good to me. There was also like, oof, like there is an awareness in myself where I'm like, whoa, this is gross what I'm doing. Like this, I'm creating our reality through just being completely merged with this entity that is not allowing me to see things as they are. And but I'm so happy to be able to now name it, to be like, oh wow, this is what's happening. Like a year ago, I don't think it was so clear to me. Like I see that. And now is the thing with seeing. So I often tell, you're like, hey, showing me things. And I'm like, oh, I see. And then there's this like, okay, but now I need to also take responsibility and do something. And the more I see, and if I don't do, then there's, whoa, like Yeah,
the seeing itself can be a bit of it's that moment, because I think to me, it's almost like the seeing is coming. It's meeting the, what's his name again?
Vodnik.
Vodnik under the willow tree. It's like, oh shit. Now I met the dude. Like there's a choice. Like I'm here, and I either have to claim agency or I'm giving away a piece of myself. That's it. There's something, and so the seeing is, I think there's a way where we can be like, I want to unsee it. It's in the Matrix. It's the blue pill, red pill moment, and you're like, you already took that one, so you can't go back in. And I think often I find that when we see something, truly see it, and see ourselves in it, it's almost always followed by some call to action from us that from our new vantage point feels quite hard. Like it's like that call to action feels impossible actually a lot of times. It's like, how could I possibly, that first step is like, there's no way I can.
It feels impossible, but then you like. And then
you just like, you start and you're like, whoa, it feels, yeah, like I can do it. And so it's a very tender moment to be in that. Yeah.
And I think there's the clarity, which, there's something also yesterday where I was like, so if I have a clarity, then I'm like, oh, okay, there's a pattern that I'm seeing. I'm seeing an entity. It tells me you're not good enough, you suck. And now I'm like, whoa, this is here again. Okay. I'm going to let it like play out. And like, as you said, like talk with it, be like, okay, tell me like, how do I, and you said this like amplifying things. And I was like, whoa, that makes a lot of sense. Like maybe just being like, okay, instead of being like containing it or trying to, or being like, oh, I have to love you. And it's like, okay, let's have a conversation and like play out all your possible scenarios in a moment. I like talking to the entity, be like, okay, you're telling me I'm all this. Let's see. But it is me. Like if I involve you in it, then I literally, I can see that then in that moment you're like, you play a role in,
what role do I play?
Well, so this morning and it was kind of like, you can be either the savior. You can be like, I'm like, oh my God, I feel so unworthy. Please tell me I'm worthy. Give me some love. Basically, it's this like shine light, but then it's like I'm giving away my power of like dealing with it by myself. So it's.
And what's the other one?
And then I think the other one would be like, oh, that's the creature that it's like, oh, let's bring him in and make you believe all these beliefs even more. So let's make him the bad guy, and let's make him the one that will now be telling you like how much you suck by his action. And I think that's for a second that happened yesterday where I got overwhelmed, and then I was like, oh my God, like he's just showing me even more how much I suck. Give me a break.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. I mean, it's beautiful to like, no, it's true because it's being cast as the hero or the villain. It's actually like the same role. It's like now I'm, and I think the masculine, it's the masculine wants to be the hero. For the feminine that it loves, for the woman it loves. It wants to be that. At least for me, what I realize in the masculine is it wants to be that when it's youthful and has lots of energy and has something to prove and maybe has its own unworthiness issues or just some things. Because there's also a way when it doesn't actually want to be either of those. Once it grows up, it's like, actually, I just want to be me. I want to be like with you. I want to be. But if you're gonna give me an option, this is maybe just me personally. Then I'm gonna do the villain one.
That's you.
That's me.
That's you.
Because there's something in that where it's like the hero feels like a trap. I've realized for me, I spent 38 years of my life until I came to the realization of like, there's no life there for me or anyone I love if I'm allowing myself to be cast in that role.
Can you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah.
Like the experience, your personal experience.
Yeah. So for me, the hero it came to the rescue, and it made it. So I'll say this: there's a way where when people feel pain, I'm able to salve it. I'm able to.
You're nurturing.
I'm able to nurture it. I'm able to but I can do that in a very kind of noble way, so that I feel quite strong and manly about it. And they feel. And everybody's like, and I can basically just let's turn up the light. Let's turn up the music. We'll dance our way, but nothing actually happens to the wound. Mm-hmm. And what I realized over, my own learning of long periods of time, let's say decades, a decade-long relationship in business, and these long journeys is no, the wound needs to be met, actually. Like
you were just putting the medicine over it.
And it actually becomes worse. And so there's a way where the person that I love, I'm helping them avoid their pain. It's not that clean. So it's not just one way. But if I'm allowing myself to be cast in one of those possible roles, and I'm choosing the hero, and I'm doing that every time. Well, one, there's a crutch. This is codependency. And I'm essentially at that point, I'm the only one with agency. I've taken the agency out of them, and I've taken it for myself. So I'm also in control of the feminine. I've stolen it. And I'm like, here, I'll be the one to, and so there's it becomes weak and it can't deal with its own things. Only I can. And at some point, either, if you play that out, we kind of lose sight, or we lose touch with ourselves, or there's a breaking that has to happen. And then when that breaking happens, they're left quite unprepared. And I'm actually quite fine. And that sucks. So at that point, when I just saw that that's what I was doing, I was like, well, I'm going to instead, what if because that's actually, I'm the villain. I've been the villain the whole time. So what if instead I'm the villain in each moment? I have that opportunity.
The villain you're because they become dependent on the medicine until the point when they lose the power to deal with the wound.
Yes.
And suddenly the medicine is gone.
Yep.
And the wound is being kind of getting bigger underneath the medicine maybe.
Yeah. And now they're like, what do I do with this?
It's a hit.
Yeah, it's
hard hit.
Yeah. And it's like, oh my God, do I have to cut my leg off? And there's a...
And then I guess in that moment, they're also like, oh, he left. I could see this, I'm feeling this because he left. In this moment, I think there's not... It will take time to recognize, I had a wound. That's why things were happening, because the wound was not addressed from me. So,
or from him, or from, but yes.
From the two, maybe that's maybe the best way would be holding it both, but there's a wound. What do we do with it? Is this yours? How can I support you? But And the second one you were saying, so is you choose to then rather go and be opening the wound?
So I'm not great at this, but yesterday, let's say, I'm just I'm not, there's a place where I'll nurture a bit, but mostly I'm just I'm going to rip off this Band-Aid. Ooh. It's that's a wound. If there's something happened, it's almost like battlefield, medicine. That's what they do. It's there's bullets flying and there's things happening and this guy, and it's okay, you just wrap the thing really quick and shove something into it and then run to the next one. And it's very there's still a lot of healing that has to happen. I'm not necessarily trying to be the villain, but I'm also just like, I've had to do a lot of work in myself to make sure that I'm not, like, I can both sense when I'm being called into into a story, and I'm not trying to be the hero. And what I realize is the language that I then have is, I'll be your villain. Like, or that's what I'm feeling as myself, is that I've been cast in a role, and that role is, if it's not that, then it's that. And there's only sort of, it's a polarity. And really, I'm like, I'm not either of those things. I'm just like, I'm just this guy who's got, like, I'm just a dude who's here and doesn't know what to do. Yeah. But if I have to play a role and I have to choose, then I'm going to choose what you perceive as the one that's unkind, unloving, uncaring, like not holding space. And I'm just like, yeah, that's going to be the masculine that I'm landing in. And there's kind of a push to, like, I can see it. I'm just like, wow, then you're kind of left alone with your own, maybe to find your own masculine, and I don't know what that is. I haven't consciously been like, this is what I'll do to help. It's just it's the thing I know how to do best for me. It's a very selfish, it
feels like the fast. Yeah. And I mean, as your partner, I'm also seeing that then you come back and you're like, can we talk about this? You know, like, you're not also like, like, or playing the character. And so there, like, I feel the care from you, because otherwise that would be very violentizing.
Yeah, no, I'm still there. I'm still right here in the chair.
You're just waiting until, basically, we talked about this, until like I come back. So it's not my part that is playing out or my inner child, but you sort of like, and then we can have a healing conversation. Mm-hmm. And we're exhausted. Like, we're both like.
And it's not a healing conversation right away. Usually there's another layer, and then there's another layer, and then at the end, like there's quite a.
There's a process.
There's quite a process we go through. Mm-hmm. It's beautiful. Quite a beautiful process. It's life.
It's life. It's love. And I came today to this, like. Because it does not, I think in order for any healthy relationship to keep going and blooming, it's this coming back all the time to the, like, I am the one who can nurture me. You know, like, I am the one who gives love to me. The minute I give away my power and I'm like, please fix this for me. And I think this is like, so I see my journey as being like fully in my masculine, which was like my defense mechanism. And I would not let any man to be like, hey, it's okay. I don't cry. Like, I literally didn't cry for 25 years of my life. So it's like the other extreme. And then I went to I swing into the other extreme. A lot of
tears you had in there to
cry. When I had the man, I was just like, I'm gonna break into pieces and you hold me and I'm gonna melt and I'm just gonna be like, you take care of it. Bless Alex. Yes. Yeah. And now I'm like coming out of it and I'm like meeting you. And before we met, my intention, and you said your answer to my prayer. My biggest prayer after this few years of a journey was, I want to make sure that I find self-love. So I think we're doing that dance.
And my language I'm an answer to your prayers. It's that I'm here to answer a prayer.
A prayer.
And then.
Somehow
and then there will be a new prayer, and then there will be a new one. And that's like, that's an honor. To me, that is an honor. That's, at least in my, I think that this is honestly the highest thing that maybe a man can do with a woman is to answer a good prayer. That feels, or maybe it's, I don't know if it's, but like that's a good, I'm like, wow, I've got something to do. And I don't fully understand how all this stuff works, but I can do that thing and I can bring that from here to there. I can carry it and I can hold it and I can like sit and watch whatever's happening kind of around, but I've got to like hold firm in that. And there's something with big time in there. Like I've got to hold it I've got to carry it for you because you might not be able to carry it. To me, this is the carrying too. I think we confuse these. It's like, oh, a man should carry a woman's bags. Not to say that he shouldn't. But I think to me, the carrying is something. There's like a
bigger,
like I'm holding some space for you to, and I'm both holding us
bigger
and
vision container, like a bigger container.
Because you said your prayer.
So my prayer, and also what then you told me that you bring to people, which was like you want them to be you, to be them. So I could also, which was very different from what I've experienced through my relationship. It was more like, there was, at the beginning, it was like, wow, we're two different creatures. And then suddenly one of us is like, let me become what you want me to be. There's that dance of losing yourself.
We become the octopus on the head. Yeah.
The relationship, I would say, becomes, it takes us away from who we are. And I think the intention that we both carry is, can we be more ourselves as we keep walking together? And that's really hard. And so...
Yeah, because you don't know, you keep changing and I keep changing and you're like, oh God, what's, I don't have control of you.
Right, there's no control. There's like, needs to be all the time in the now, in the feeling, in the what's best right now, and not like carving something. I think in one of the episodes I feel the call to talk about prayers. I think that's a big topic because we just now like talked about prayer and I was like, whoa, there's so much to, that would feel really good. I wanted to mention one thing about like also this, because I told you this and when I work with people as I did in the past, it's like I went through the trauma therapy and I really went into like what is trauma, and I know that I did my journey because it was part of my healing, but like working with people, and I really could. So there's this one big such a realization of we are meant to heal with the witness. So the witness is super important. Like you actually can't heal without witness. And so that's why also relationships, they can be extremely healing because suddenly you have, and it can be any relationship, but like the loving relationships, partnerships are like you sort of completely naked. But there is this like witness, but then the witness has a quality, and it's like, let's say, there's me having a wound, and this is what, going back to the topic we just said, it's like, in the end, there's just need of loving presence, but not reacting, like not feeding or not trying to help or save. But there's really this like, and that's so precious if we can do that for each other. And I could see that with some people, that if I would just lovingly witness their pain without telling them how to solve it, what they should do, or trying to heal their body with my hands. It's like I just create for them a container by witnessing them that they would do the work by themselves. And I think this is very important to hold. We're not meant to, because other people, they're like, oh, I'm going to go on a mountain alone and I'm going to do the work alone there. I think that's important part, but then you have to come back from the mountain and still be witness. Because until you're not being witness, you thought you figured it out, but only the witness will show you, have you truly like healed it? Because,
and ideally you have to be witnessed by somebody who triggers those old patterns for you to see that you aren't in the same cycle, that you actually did the work. That like it has to get
like
rooted.
True, like you can still be triggered by somebody else, but then there's a witness that like, but they can play the same role.
I think this feels like a big topic, so I don't know if I want to, but there's something that, my sense, I don't know exactly how it works, but for relationships, for me, I feel like this witnessing each other is huge. But it actually feels to me like we do the healing work alone.
Yeah.
And then we're witnessed, and the relationship is for the witnessing.
Yeah.
And that's an important, and now you can be alone in a relationship. You can, but you sort of go into yourself, and then you're like, did I do it? So for me, when we're alone, I would say that we're with everything that's real. We're not with humans, which means we're with God, and we're with clouds, and we're with trees, and we're with ants, and we're with all the things that heal us, and we're with our ancestors. We're with all the things that aren't humans. We're just like doing a really beautiful dance together, but not, in my opinion, really healing each other. I think all of these other peoples that are the waters and the rivers and the sounds and the birds, like those are all the things, but also like the spirits, like our guides, the ones that we're being held. And I think there's something when we go alone, we're actually with so much that is there just to heal us. Really, those things, in general, if we're in contact with them, they don't want to take from us. They just want to be like, what is it? And they want to help sort of bring us clarity. And so we can, but there's the whole process of learning how to communicate and trusting and being in that, or just receiving. So that's why I think that we can do the work by ourselves. One, that we're not actually by ourselves. We're just not with humans. And then when we go into our relationships with humans, to me, there's something only gets rooted. And I think in here, there's something where it's like, and we've talked about this, I feel grateful to be in this relationship for many reasons. But one is because I know that you are creating me by what you see, and that you're doing your best to see me as beautiful. And that sometimes isn't easy. And so I think that the power that we have for each other is also, like, when we enter into these contracts, we really, when we enter into contracts with love and like letting ourselves, like opening ourselves, it's like, I'm actually allowing you to feed directly into me, not through my brain, through my heart, like what I am. And I can become that thing. And that means that I can become your father, who you have some like old screwed up issues with, if that's what you're seeing in it, or this other thing, or just more of myself. And like I think we can really see, we can be like, whoa, what is this person being? And so our relationships are where we get witnessed, but we get witnessed as like, are you a healed person? And so then there's something really important about who we're entering into relationship to witness us, because are they witnessing us as this new healed version, or as something that they're like, yum.
I think what I'm feeling here is like, if we don't have this, like as we said, the astral parasites sort of being our domination, like if we are able to be ourselves, like, and be in the heart, basically. I got scared of the dog. Hello.
Oh, you're sweet. Hi.
I
got scared of her, like,
beautiful dog.
I'm so happy.
Yeah. So I feel like if we are in the heart, then we are not in the mind. We are not these entities or whatever. They can control us, because I think they truly control us just through the mind. And then this witnessing from the heart, I think what you said, it's so powerful and so beautiful. And like, that's where we become the higher self, the version of our highest. Like I can start to truly just feel like, whoa, this being, not the projection or not the ideas, but like, who are you? And there's this constant exploration, because I think we evolve, like we are I met you and you were something else and now you're something. Yeah, that's so beautiful when we can do that for each other. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for, I feel like that was big, like some of the topics. I feel like.
Me too.
I'm like, wow.
And there's a lot.
A lot where we could keep going.
Yeah, there's these hallways.
But we need to.
Yeah.
For now, it feels good.
No,
to
I think it feels clear. Yeah.
Here.
Do you want to bring us home?
Yeah. So I think, first of all, this feels good. This feels good to, not I think, I'm like bringing back to my heart. It's like, this feels good to be true. Like, I know we could have been talking about this weekend and ancestors, but because of what happened to me yesterday or to us, like, it feels real. And so I think I just want to say thank you for being open and vulnerable with me. And yeah, it feels, I'm enjoying to sharing our process of making love. And this messy part of it.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Also.
Also.
All of it. Yeah.
All of it. Yeah.